In fact, if we waited 10 teeny tiny seconds, we'd be right there. But we're going to go at 8:29 because we've got Keith Knudson here from DCB, the head of the Horticulture and the Agriculture. Good morning to you, sir. All right, let's hop right into it. What's going on at DCB? It's summertime. What's going on?
It's summertime, and our horticulture department is crazy. We have lots of things going on. This week, we have a young women in aquaculture and hydroculture camp going on. It's a 3-day camp. So yesterday, we worked around the campus in some different projects along the creek, and today they're off to Garrison. They've already left this morning. They're they're going to work with the Fish and Wildlife Service, and I think they're going to do some catching of fish and do some spawning. So it's a young age group. It's 14 to 16-year-old women, and they were up at my place last night, and we went through the aquaponics at my place, and then we headed up to Lake Metagoshi State Park, and we had a good time up there. So and then tomorrow we are going to build an outdoor aquaponics system, which is really neat.
Can you do that in like a day?
Yeah. Well, we've done some prep for it. We've kind of cut everything to length. So it'll be a good time. We'll get it done in a day.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's very cool.
So yeah, that's a neat camp that's going on right now. Next week we may have a high tunnel workshop. The other things that are going on is I just wanted to mention I was fortunate enough to judge the 4-H horticulture on Monday.
Okay.
What a blast.
Oh.
It's just a great time. So the 4-Hers will bring in their projects, and usually it's like a floral arrangement or the fairy gardens with the miniature gardens, our grain samples, and then I look at those and I judge those, but then also part of that is an interview process. So each 4-Her comes up to me, and I sit at a table, and we talk about what the project was and how they came about with it. So it's a blast. Every year I get to do that, and I just enjoy it. Totally enjoy that.
It's got to be cool with the kids sitting right across from you. It's not quite a job interview, but you really get to test their knowledge. And I bet some of these kids are they're so gung-ho and passionate about it that they know everything there is to know about the stuff they're doing.
They are. They're really passionate. You know, some of them, especially the ones that build their own planters or their own miniature gardens or fairy gardens, they've got things in there from their grandpa and grandmas and part of that. And they'll bring in old rusty wagons and fill it up. It's
very
so neat.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very neat.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That camp that's going on, you said it started yesterday and it goes till tomorrow. It's a 3-day camp.
It's a 3-day camp.
And how many do you have signed up for that?
So we have 10 signed up for that.
That's great.
Yes.
That's a good number.
That's a great number. It's just the right size. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So I think we're going to try to do it again next year. We were able to do this camp through a grant program, and so it looks like we're going to be able to do it again next year.
And I suppose with the good reception that it's had, the 10 people who've signed up for it, I suppose they look at that too and say, well, this is going to go well, and so
that's right.
Maybe a little. You had mentioned a possible high tunnel workshop next week. What's the difference between high tunnel and greenhouse?
Oh, okay. So a high tunnel is kind of a hoop building, and then it's got plastic kind of wrapped over it.
Okay.
And a greenhouse is a little bit different. It's a rigid frame, and it's got either glass or polycarbonate. And then a greenhouse typically will have a water source right inside it, and electrical, and a heating, cooling, environmental system. So there is a difference between the two.
Okay.
Quite a difference. And then the high tunnel, the one that's wrapped with plastic, is usually just what we call a season extender. You can get in a lot earlier in the spring.
Okay.
And get things planted and get things growing, and then of course it goes a lot later into the fall. So I have had strawberries that I've picked into the middle of November, which is fantastic.
Really?
Yes.
I suppose one of the downsides of a high tunnel thing like that is weather extremes.
Yeah, weather extremes. Yeah, wind is really hard on
is.
Things like that. So but it works great. It's a good way to have some extra vegetable production in the summertime.
It's nice to extend that growing season a little bit.
Right.
What else is going on?
Well, we have, of course, we have our gardens, our vegetable gardens going this summer again. And so some of that produce will go to our food service right on campus at EXO, and then we're also working with the Bottineau Public School Systems to provide them some of that produce this fall. So that's going to be a great project, and we do have quite a bit of produce that we raise on the campus. And then we're also going to have a farm market on Wednesdays, I believe it is, on the campus up at the Wash and Pack facility.
Okay, so possibly getting some of the vegetables to the school systems.
Right.
If we're going to shop local, let's get serious.
Exactly.
You can't get any more local than that.
No, exactly.
That's very cool.
That'll be great.
Anything else going on?
We are starting our egg program this fall. Okay. And so we had agriculture here 25 years ago on campus, and we've had quite a demand for it. So we're going to start that egg program up again. It's unique in that we are probably one of the only campuses that are going to work with 2 other universities or colleges within the North Dakota University system. So we're going to work with Lake Region in Devil's Lake, and they've got the precision egg program. And then we're going to work with Williston, and they have the livestock program. So we will have in that program every semester we'll have like a livestock course, we'll have a couple of livestock courses, we'll have some precision ag crop production courses. Dakota College is going to provide some of the farm business management courses.
Okay. And
we'll also provide some of the specialty crop production courses that are going on. So
wow,
we have students enrolling now, which is great. And so we think that'll be a great program. The other thing about that is that a student can actually be at one of the other colleges and enroll in this program, and so they can take it from wherever.
Sure.
Because there are going to be a lot of online Ivan type courses.
Okay.
So then of course there's labs, that we usually need to take with these courses, but we're going to set those up kind of in a workshop format, so the students would come to our campus or come to Devil's Lake for a day or two and get their labs taken care of. So we're looking at it as more of a convenience type situation for individuals. A lot of the students that we're looking at are individuals that are either in farming or want to get into farming or are working on a farm right now, so we don't want to take them away
definitely
from their present occupation or the time that they need on the farm. So we're working with them on that.
And these are kids, like, they know what they want to do.
They do, yes.
They're already doing it, or they really know where they want to go.
Right. So we're hoping that we can help support them and further their education. So.
Well, other than that, it's pretty boring then. I mean, all that stuff going on, but other than that, nothing going on.
There's speaking of boring, there is a hemp program that we will be starting in January if we get final approval, and so I'll be back to talk on that a little bit at some point in time.
This isn't like the Willie Nelson kind of thing.
No, it's not.
Okay, so he's not going to be a guest speaker or nothing. Okay,
I could bring him with if I could talk him to come with, but I think we would get sidetracked.
I'm pretty sure you would. All right. Well, that's very cool. If we have any questions or need more information, how do we get a hold of you?
Just call up to the Dakota College. Our number is 228-5442. That's the Horticulture Department. And it's in the telephone directory, of course. So, or you can go online at dakotacollege.edu and get some of that information.
It's pretty easy to navigate through there, too. Just look for the tabs and pull them down, and you're good to go.
Exactly.
All right, Keith. Appreciate it today, buddy. You bet. And we'll get you in before that hemp thing goes on.
Okay, sounds great.
5, buddy. All right. Keith Knudson, he is the head of the Horticulture and Agriculture Departments at DCB. 8:38, 55 degrees into our next 7-day.